Out of interest, Betty Yee, what is your view of trans athletes in women's sport?
Well, I think I always want to be sure that we are being inclusive in sports. And so I think there are ways to still have them participate in sports and try to quell, just some of the controversy around it. I think everyone has an opportunity to participate in sports.
Right. That wasn't really the question. It's whether you think trans athletes should compete in women's sport.
Well, I think we need to learn more about just how we can enable them to participate. I don't look. Everyone is competing in a sport, and they come with abilities, and perhaps there could be kind of a different league for them, or we can look at just ways not to exclude them. But I do want them to be able to have that same opportunity to participate.
Well, wow. You've got the Olympics coming to California, to LA. So are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes to compete in women's sport in the Olympics if you were governor?
Well, I think there's still a lot of discussion that needs to happen. I think there's a lot of information we need to learn about what's really happening with the ability of trans athletes to compete. But my statement is about being able to be sure that they can compete. And right now,
but my question is whether you think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics, because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes. And they should be able to compete.
Really?
Hey, what's going on, family? This Tyler from No Picks Podcast.
What's up, family? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
So, Joe, that was Betty Yee, a Democrat running for California, governor of California. You heard the question Piers Morgan asked her. What's your thoughts on her answer?
I think she answered honestly, but I just think it was a horrible answer. I think that Democrats like her will always lose when it comes to this question because they're going to answer the same way, and they will. This should be like a softball. This should be like a layup where they can answer the question and get it right, and they just don't, and they fail every time. You notice he had to ask the question like 4 times before she finally specifically addressed the question, right? Because they got to do the She did the dodging Olympics just to get around the question, right? But I feel like this is a question that Democrats will always fail. Like, they have the potential to answer it correctly or to give a good answer, but like they just don't. And if you're saying that it's okay for trans women to compete against women in the Olympics, I think that's absolutely absurd and unfair. And if a trans woman takes gold and beats other biological women out of it, I think I hope that there's mass protest. I really, really do. I really do. That's my short answer, right? How did you feel? Then we'll unpack that, but that's what I felt at first.
Bro, I second what you said, yo. It's just hearing Democrats talk about this issue, bro. It's like they're trying really, really hard to be the irrelevant party for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, like no reasonable person outside of a very small segment of Democrats believe this is a reasonable fight for y'all to be having.
Right.
Like any pollster, I'm sure if you take these numbers, I know Democrats go hard on their polls, right? Hey, we're going to do it. Latinx, we're going to do this, we're going to do that because based off polls. If y'all put money into these pollsters, they will let y'all know, like, listen, yes, this is a winning message with like 3% of the population.
Right.
The rest people, Democrats and Republicans, look at this like, yo, this is crazy.
Right.
This should be an easy question. This should be like you said, this should be an easy question to answer. But now, because y'all answer it the way y'all do, y'all look ridiculous, and then no one cares about your tax policy. No one cares about your position on the Middle East. No one cares about anything you have to say because you've already disqualified yourself as a serious person in politics.
Yeah.
Because you're saying they should compete with biological women. And you like, oh, we don't know. We still doing research. Ain't no research to be done. It's already done. The research has been done for 4,000 years. Like the research has been, like, we know that men are physically superior to women. We know that. That's not really disputable. Now, can you find exceptions? Can you find a woman here and there that might beat me in an arm race? Yeah. Would she have been training in the mountains with the master for like 20 years straight? Yes. Because no regular chick is going to be able to do that. She's
and that's still rare. That's extremely rare.
I like y'all kill yourselves with this. Y'all put yourselves in this. I heard some Republican pollster say this, but he was like, "Yo, Democrats keep taking L's because they keep taking 20/80 issues and siding on the 20%, but the 80% look
Yeah.
at y'all like, what the F are y'all talking about?
No, absolutely.
And not even just this. I would argue the Democrat position on illegal immigration is a 20/80 issue. Most people like it look, bro, their position seems to be, and it's only happened within the past, I would argue 4 or 5 years. Hey, it don't matter what you do here, you should be able to stay here. Obama wasn't playing that shit.
Right. Yeah, Obama
was
deported a
sending
lot of
motherfuckers
people.
out left and right. He just wasn't talking about it. It wasn't even a conversation. He was like, listen, you came here illegally, I'm letting ICE do their job. We got so used to letting ICE not do their job that now Trump making ICE do their job. Everybody like, yo, what the fuck? They didn't have to do their job for 4 years, but it seems like the Democratic position right now on illegal immigration, that's part of the reason why they lost.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a big reason because during the time when when Kamala was running against Trump, the border was a huge issue, especially when we were talking about immigrants being dumped off by buses in sanctuary cities. You know what I mean? When the southern states at the border were like basically bringing all the immigrants up in buses and dropping them off in all of these sanctuary cities. So the fact that, we know that whole story, like it was a huge issue in Chicago, in New York. Mayor Adams was saying it was going to bankrupt the city because they were covering, you know what I mean? Like, so immigration has always been a big issue. And once again, it's those two topics, I feel like Democrats they will always drop the ball when it comes to those topics and how to answer questions regarding that. And I don't blame conservatives and Republicans for like asking them those questions on TV, on live interviews, because they just know they're going to fumble. It's like an easy way to be like, this is what you guys are going to vote for, and they just look so bad. The Democrats look bad every time. It's just, and Ty, you know what messes me up is that like there's a way that you could have this conversation about trans athletes and make it fair and make it, not come off as transphobic, but you know what I mean? Like, just be like, why don't they just have their own leagues? Why don't we just have a league where trans women compete against trans women, trans men compete against trans men? And granted, I'll make this point every time. You don't see trans men running in droves to compete against men. It's always a trans women trying to compete against other women, but I rarely ever hear about trans men just rushing over to professional sports to try to compete against men. A little odd, right? But anyway, like why not try to fight for that? Why not fight for like a trans women's league, a trans men's league, and they can compete against each other instead of, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be fair? Wouldn't that be something that would be like, I don't know. I feel like is that a stretch? Is that unreasonable to want to try to fight for that?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I guess the only thing you could think of is to be like, they may not have the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like it may not be enough trans athletes to have their own leagues and stuff.
That's how small this population is.
Yeah.
That's how small it is, right? But that for me would be like a compromise or an alternative. Like make a league just for trans women. Let them compete against each other. Right. Like that for me is fair. But letting biological born men who transition compete against women, bro, I'm sorry. I can never be okay with that. And like I said, the Dems will always fumble this question. So she may have ruined her campaign already. Miss Yee, Congresswoman Yee, it might be a wrap just off that. You know what I mean? But she's also in California, so who knows?
Exactly. I'm about to say the same thing.
Very liberal. It might have gotten her some points. You know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised Piers Morgan didn't.
She didn't want to answer the question, but she was like, "Yeah, I think they should compete." At the end, she was like, "Yeah, I think they should compete."
Right. Finally, she said it because he had to ask her like 4 times, and he kept saying, "That's not what I'm asking you. That's not what I'm asking you." You know what I mean? Like, and they do it all the time. They dodge the question so much. But no, yeah, I'm sorry, bro. As long as they keep asking this question, the Dems are going to keep fumbling. Like, I really hope that they think about how to better answer these questions and not just look stupid while they're answering these questions.
Simple, bro. Like, I think they're just going to have to a couple of these people going to have to fall on the sword and be like, "Yo, I'm sorry to tell y'all, but y'all can't compete with women. It's not fair." Like somebody gonna have to have the balls in the Democratic Party to do it, because what y'all doing right now is so ridiculous, and it's obvious because y'all try so hard to avoid the question. Like it's like you know what grinds my gears, bro? When I see Hakeem Jeffries talk to reporters and they ask him about Zarab Mamdani, like, "Hey, you gonna endorse him?" He says some stupid ass shit out his mouth every single time because he's trying so hard not to endorse this guy. He just be like, "Well, the sun was blue." I'd be like, "Nigga, what the like?"
And he's crushing it, bro. He's crushing it.
I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win.
He crushed the debate. He was on Fox News, and he had a hell of an interview too. Where I was like, "Yo, he actually went on Fox News and held his own and had a great interview." And like he was answering the questions, and I'm like, "This was actually a solid interview for like the Fox News network." Like he was going in, bro. Like I mean, bro's crushing it. You can hate on him all you want. I'm just generally speaking, but like he's crushing it right now.
Right. Yeah, listen, I think he's going to win. I mean, I think let's you know what?
But yeah,
let's
tangent. Sorry about that. But yeah.
But no, I hear what you're saying. It's just, bro, like the Democratic Party is just taking L's, right? And it's like they're self-inflicted wounds. The Republicans are not doing anything like intelligent to like, you know, make them fall on these landmines. They're just voluntarily doing it, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro. And they already they're already in a deep hole, like a deep ditch. And when they fumble questions like this, it just makes it so much worse. It's like, bro, we're trying to pull you out of this ditch so you guys can stand a chance, and you guys just keep messing up on the basics, on the, you know what I mean, on the culture war. They're just constantly losing on these questions, and it's like,
and they used to win the culture war, but when we were in college, they used to crush the culture war.
Yeah,
they used to win all the time because it was like, you know, the Republicans back then were against gay marriage, and we were like for gay marriage. We're like, bro, who cares if gay people get married? Who cares? I mean, we were just all like, why y'all care about this? Like, well, y'all acting weird. We were like, y'all. Now it's like they're acting weird. Now, like now it's like y'all went too far. Y'all like
yeah, we've gone off. I think it was Obama who passed the Defense of Marriage Act, right? He was the one that basically legalized gay marriages in the country.
And people gave him shit for that, but I didn't listen. I didn't see it as an issue. I'm like, all right, well, I never like it was like you ever see Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
It was the one bull. Frank was like, I mean, what do I care if gay people want to get married? If they want to be miserable like everybody else, ain't no skin off my ass. Like, I was like, I mean, who cares? Like,
that's real, bro. That's real. Even if I don't support a certain lifestyle or life decisions, I respect people's right to have the option. That's always my thing. Like, just like for abortion, I'm not big on abortion, but I'm not going to ban it because I'm against it. I'm going to feel like, listen, it's there. It should still be an option. I'm not going to take people's option. You know what I mean? People should still have the option, but I'm not, you know, it's not for me, but I'm not going to take it away off the table just because I don't like it. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, let people have the right to do so.
Facts. Well, listen. Let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.
Until next time.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?